Welcome, one and all.
What's going on, you crazy kids?
It is This and That podcast here. Matthew Yarbrough,
Matthew Bright,
coming at you.
we're bringing you not any old episode of This and That podcast.
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Do you know what episode today is?
What episode, Matthew?
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Episode 10, man. We made it 10 episodes.
The haters said that we weren't going to be here. They said that we weren't going to make it. But you know what?
They said we wouldn't be back.
But here we are. On Broadway.
And
Or
you know what?
In Matt's basement.
On the third floor of a house in Knoxville.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much to all of our wonderful subscribers for tuning in for our episode 10 special. Thank you for everybody else who's taken the time to like and subscribe to all of our videos and all the wacky stuff we're doing here.
If you haven't liked or subscribed, we always appreciate more. There's room for everybody here. We're not picky. We're not discriminatory. Join us. Come join the circus.
All right. We got a really special episode for you guys. We're really excited.
Man,
we're going to do something today that we haven't done since our very first episode.
It's been that long. And it's been, what, like 2.5 months or something like
I know.
that?
Time's flown by.
It has. And when we initially set out on this journey, episode 10 seemed so far away.
Seriously, it seemed like something we weren't going to be worrying about for a really long time.
And it's here. And we're excited about it because today, like my good friend and co-host here said a moment ago, during our very first episode of this podcast, we inducted Mr. Randy Santel into the Hall of Champions, the This and That Hall of Champions. It is our own way to pay tribute and recognition to people that we think are out there in the world, not only putting out good vibes, but they just seem like, solid people themselves. Mm-hmm. Good personalities, just friendly, and, you can't picture them doing anything nefarious.
I think with our new inductee today, I can say that the attribute that I think I can ascribe to both of them is determination.
Determination, tenacious,
and just will, just pure will,
sheer willpower. It might be the best descriptor of both of our Hall of Champions inductees thus far. How you feeling about today, Randy? You excited to get some new blood in the Hall?
Who can say no to that? This is suspenseful.
I think he and I are both just as excited about it. I don't know, man. Yeah, this is exciting. You've been back there by yourself for quite a while, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. You've been holding it down, man. We can't say enough for all the great stuff you've been doing.
You've been here for 10 episodes. You've seen the struggles. You've seen the triumphs. And today, you're going to get some company.
The emotional and technical struggles.
I think, without further ado, we should just get in to this damn show.
It's time for the new inductee of the This and That Hall of Champions.
Okay, so it's like a little reminder.
For those of you who weren't there for the induction the first time of what the Hall of Champions is and what qualifies one for a Hall of Champion.
Yes. The first qualification that the person must possess is... Well, sorry, not. It's not a qualification.
No,
this is a perk.
Yeah, it is. It is a perk.
This is a perk. What am I talking about? I'm so nervous here. I'm messing up my own induction ceremony. The very first perk of being an inductee of the Hall of Champions here at This and That is worldwide fame.
Worldwide.
Let's be honest. We're reaching the world now.
I hope that you didn't enjoy just walking down the street and not getting noticed, because now you're not going to be able to go to the movies or anywhere without people mobbing you for attention now that you've been on this show here. I'm sorry to say, so I hope you get used to that level of fame.
You better get your autograph hand ready, because they're going to be coming out of the woodwork. Tell the fine people at home the number 2 perk.
Number 2 perk of the Hall of Champions, you are going to get your very own lifelike bust here in the studio. As you can see, demonstrated by Randy back there. Our new inductee will have a very lovely bust displayed in perpetuity. Later in this very show, we will be putting that bust in the Hall of Champions. And they will be enshrined in glory forever behind us here.
Forever and ever and ever and ever.
But only if they remain in good standing. That is the one caveat
That is
here.
the one caveat.
You can't go out, Cosby and people.
No Mansoning anybody.
Right, no Mansoning. We've learned that's also a no-no.
You have to remain in good public standing. We only deal with the best here. And if you're going to represent the Hall of Champions, you got to act like a champion 24/7. You know what I mean? Along with the worldwide fame and the bust in the studio, our inductees also get an open invitation to call or visit the studio anytime they feel like it.
Anytime. We have a chair here for any of our champions to come in and sit in and
Grace us with stories. Grace us with anything.
Just
they
have a
could
good
call
time.
in to tell us what they had for dinner. They could call in to tell us anything they want.
well, I mean, if Randy calls in to tell us what he had for dinner, we might need a longer episode.
It might be a long episode. A very long episode. Okay, so those are the basics of the Hall of Champions. So I don't think there's anything else left to do except to get right into
Let's keep it
the
going.
meat and potatoes of
yeah.
this induction.
Meat and potatoes is an apt describer, too.
It is. So, our second inductee in the Hall of Champions was born Kevin Straley in Ridgewood, New Jersey. He's an American professional eater and the host of a YouTube channel that features challenges of all kinds.
Sorts of challenge
all
videos.
Kinds.
Yeah.
You name it.
All kinds.
You create it, he'll do it. He'll take on the challenge.
The extreme.
The extreme. And you know what? You know what I like about him? He might not win all of his challenges. In fact, he loses, I would say, 90% of his challenges. But he keeps coming back, he keeps picking himself up, and he tries again. There's a lesson to be learned.
Determination. That's what I was saying before, man.
Determination.
Like the refusal to stop. So his official YouTube channel here is Skippy62able.
It's always stuck out to me because it doesn't have anything to do with anything else on his channel.
I know. I mean, I guess Skippy is a type of peanut butter.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
is true. That
He
is
doesn't
true.
have a-
Maybe.
yeah, I guess you could describe him as Skippy. He's got an upbeat personality. But check this out. His YouTube channel, as of December 2020, it boasts 2.6 million subscribers, and his videos have had over 444 million
Say
views.
What?
I said 2.6 million? No.
That is incredible. Those are views that most people will never.
People only dream of.
Yeah, seriously. So he's a champion in his own right. None of the things that we're putting on him are undeserved.
And they're out there for you to see. It's apparent.
Yes, he has been
world-
on the
for the
Tonight
world to
Show
see.
with Jay Leno. He was on the Today Show Australia, and he's also been on Tosh.0.
I didn't know that he was on Tosh.
One of his YouTube videos went viral because he slipped on olive oil in his kitchen floor and broke his little toe off the counter. I think that's the video that was on Tosh.0, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I gotta look that one up after this.
Yeah, it's yeah. He has like 10 years of YouTube videos, so I haven't even seen all of them.
The next fact I love is the one that you told me about before. In 2015, he led a successful campaign to bring back Crystal Pepsi, of all things.
It was successful.
He did a change.org petition. He got 34,000 signatures, and there were 15 billboards that were going all throughout the LA area here.
He went hard, and
it worked.
It worked. The company responded. I watched a video the day that they personally delivered, a Pepsi representative delivered a 6-pack of Crystal Pepsi, chilled in a cooler, and then I don't know, maybe 24 more bottles of Crystal Pepsi.
Nice.
So yeah, determination, man.
He has an idea, he has a goal, and he does everything in his power to reach that goal.
He damn
no
sure
matter
does.
what.
He played 4 years of football for Fordham University, where
That's
he was
right.
a starting offensive lineman in every game for the 2004.
Every game. He never missed a
2006
game.
Seasons. Maybe one or two, but
But he was the starter in every game.
he was the starter for every game of those 2 seasons.
That's impressive.
3 seasons, rather.
And I don't care where you're playing. College ball is
No,
tough.
yeah, it's tough.
Seriously. So he moved to LA in 2008, and this is interesting, and it makes the Pepsi thing. He got a job with Pepsi, but he quit because his boss told him that he wasn't a good enough salesman of the product.
That is one way to show them.
And he said, you know what? He said, you know what? Screw you. I am good enough. And then look at that. He ended up bringing back an antiquated Pepsi product himself later on. So
he sold it to
wherever his old bosses. He's like, ha!
He sold it at least to the 34,000 people that signed a petition. You know, he sold the idea to them.
There you go. It worked.
Yeah. Not only is he a great salesman, he was able to sell a defunct product that's not even in your lineup anymore. Pepsi Company. Get it together.
Seriously.
Amateur hour.
Seriously, whoever his old boss is out there is just kicking himself.
In 2012, this man was ranked 16th in the world for competitive eating.
That's impressive.
That is the top 20, man.
It's a big stage.
In the whole world.
I mean, it's a big stage. No.
Hey, what's the weight capacity on that there stage?
All right. This is great. To qualify for Wing Bowl 24, he ate 24. I was gonna say you're gonna think wings. No, he ate 24 raw eggs with the shells.
With the shells.
How long do you think it would take you to do that, Matt? If you could do that, which I don't think you could.
I don't think I could do it.
I know I couldn't.
I don't think I could eat one egg with the shell.
Okay, well, yeah, he did all 24 of those in under 4 minutes.
Yeah. There is video of that out there on his channel.
That's 8 minutes, 8 eggs a minute.
And then he goes to the wing bowl that he qualified for by eating those eggs, and then ate 2 cactuses on stage prior to eating the wings.
Cacti?
Yes, 2 small little, took a big old bite of the needles and all, in front of everybody in the arena.
What a champion!
What a champion! Ladies and gentlemen, there is no reason to drag this out any further.
No. The next inductee of the This and That Hall of Champions is
none other than the one, the only, LA Beast.
Oh, hello.
And we have the bust of LA Beast right here in his famous Crystal Pepsi shirt.
Crystal's Pepsi.
Yeah, he's wearing his Crystal's Pepsi shirt. We don't have the licensing for Crystal Pepsi.
So you know what this is what we love to do. We love to get creative here, you know. So now, enshrined forever behind us, we have Mr. LA Beast himself, gonna be holding it down back there with Randy Santel.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome to the show, LA Beast. How are you feeling?
I'm having a panic attack. This doesn't happen to me.
That is exactly what I'd like to see. That is exactly like to see.
Oh man.
You're fine, man. You're fine. You're a champion here.
Okay. I'm crying.
Don't shed a tear. You deserve to be here. You really do.
He's puking. Oh. He's puking.
Oh God.
Are you okay, man? This isn't that big of a deal.
I don't want to do this. I really don't
come
want
on,
to do this.
you haven't seen all the fun that we have yet here, all right? Come on. Come on. Are you ready?
I am the LA Beast.
All right. What do you say, man? Do you want to join Randy?
I 100% totally agree.
That's the attitude that we've been looking for.
I can bench press 405 pounds.
Kind of a weird flex, but okay.
Okay, yeah. That's impressive nonetheless.
It is impressive.
This is ridiculous.
No, man. You'll be great. You'll be great. Trust us.
We may have to speed this up.
Oh. All right. We'll get on with it.
Yeah, we're gonna get on with the show, man.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to say? Any last thoughts for the audience that are watching you get your big moment here?
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for continuing to tune in.
That's wonderful. That's the kind of gratitude that we expect here in the Hall of Champions.
Thank you.
Just shut up and do it.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Damn.
Okay, man. Jeez. All right. Well, I guess he's pumped. He's jazzed. I guess let's get on with it. We got to mention some things about our new champion here, Mr. LA Beast, because like you said, he's not only one of the most impressive competitive eaters in the world, but they're just extreme eaters. He can consume. His body is like impervious to I don't know, pain?
If it's not, he does a good job of hiding it and gritting his teeth and bearing it. Because that guy, When we did the Death Nut, I would have never done another Death Nut-esque challenge. Like 13 million Scoville.
He not only did the Death Nut challenge, he did the Death Nut challenge, and in between each Death Nut, he jumped off of a bucket
That's right.
onto a 4x4 to deliver death to his nuts. And he did it between each one. And you could see, he stepped up off a ladder. You could see the impact. He knocked the beam off a couple of times. He wasn't joking. And that's what I'm talking about. That type of dedication and commitment. Like, I hope your boys are feeling all right by now, man.
He's a multiple Guinness Book of World Records holder. I actually watched one today that I didn't put on this list because I didn't see it. Within the last couple months, recently, within the last couple months, he smashed. Well, I don't want to say smashed, but he beat the record for walking the longest distance on Lego bricks.
Oh my God! I didn't realize that was. Just so recent. I saw that as well. They had to speed up the video for like hours.
Yeah, it was. I think the video that I saw on YouTube was like 55 minutes long. So, and it was pretty much all sped up.
They had paramedics on hand because whenever he was done, the bottom of his feet were just raw.
They just shredded.
Yeah,
if you've ever stepped on one or two Legos, you know the pain.
He was stepping on like a 10-foot by like 3-foot bed of Legos and just doing laps continuously.
He did mention at the end of that video, though, that there was the guy's record that he beat the exact same day that he was competing to beat that guy's record. That guy did a full marathon distance on Lego bricks.
Oh my God.
LA Beast did like 2.4 some miles or something like that. And that guy did 26.6 or whatever it is.
Why?
26.2 that same day. I don't know. But I also saw in that video that he said that guy he runs marathons barefoot.
That's gnarly. That's intense.
I was gonna say I've run a few 5Ks and 10Ks in my day, and I don't think I could imagine doing a quarter of a 5K barefoot.
Oh my God.
That would be so.
I mean, you've seen that survival guy who, like, he would always go out like the hippie dude. You know, he would never wear feet. Like, he was like a he wouldn't wear feet.
He wouldn't wear feet.
No, he wouldn't wear shoes. He was like a hobbit man, but he like toughened his feet so much that like he could just walk around anywhere. But he could also.
I don't know if I know who you're talking about.
There was this cool show called like Dual Survival. There was this guy who was
I remember the show.
He was like an ex-SEAL and a tactician, you know, expert hunter, blah blah blah, survivalist. And the other dude was like a hippie dude, but he knew all about nature. He knew about all the different like herbs, edible plants, like, you know, setting up camps and everything. So it was like the two of them with their knowledge combined were able to like survive anywhere, you know. And also it was like the playoff of like they were polar opposites and like hated each other in a way.
There was a show that I don't think it lasted very long that I caught a couple episodes of called Hacking It with Hackett.
Okay.
It was just like this guy that would go out. The one episode that sticks out in my mind, he found this like abandoned gas station somewhere and rummaged through it and was able to create shelter, like a different shelter, fire, maybe a radio signal or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
wow.
He strands himself somewhere desolate.
He just scraps together
and then,
whatever he can.
Yeah, that dude could build. He was like almost the MacGyver. Like that was kind of his edge to that show was like he could build something.
Survivor.
For something for anything.
No, it's Sir Givger. Sir Givger.
Yeah.
Wait, so let's hear about some of our new inductee, LA Beast's world records.
LA Beast has, like I said, multiple of them. He ate the most chicken McNuggets under 3 minutes, which is like 22 ounces.
Damn.
Of chicken nuggets, which I think is like 110 chicken nuggets. If I remember, I remember watching the video. I think he ate like 110 chicken nuggets.
That's so many nuggets. I love nuggets. That's a lot.
I have I've eaten like the 20 piece in the past, and that's pushing it real hard for me.
Yeah, you eat the whole 20 piece, and like, you know, you don't need a lot more. Now I have eaten a lot more, but those are on certain evenings.
I'd be willing to try and see how many chicken nuggets I could eat.
I think obviously that's gonna be what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
we're just gonna get like this pyramid of like nugget boxes, and we'll have like an array of dipping sauces.
I do not think I could eat more than 50 of them. I think 50 is conservative.
It's a big number.
It's a very big number. I don't think I could eat more than that. So I'm just thinking in terms of like how many we would have to buy. I could at least
100.
Yeah, at least like 100 chicken nuggets. Because like I said, I don't think I could eat more than 50. I'd probably tap out somewhere around 25 or 30, and that would be like chicken nugget hitting chicken nugget here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna open your mouth and talk, and just like a nugget will fall out.
That would I feel like that's how it would go for me.
You're gonna have nuggets coming out of your nose.
I would absolutely love to do that challenge. Actually, now that I think about it,
No, it's gonna happen.
Does Wendy's have like a 20 piece? Because I like Wendy's nuggets way better than McDonald's.
McDonald's when there's not a Wendy's on the same side of the street.
That's honestly basically the only time I ever go to I don't eat much fast food, but it's usually always Wendy's whenever I do, because Wendy's is just
the spicy chicken sandwich is the penultimate fast food sandwich.
That is what I've gotten my entire life. I get it now, like now that I'm trying to be a little healthier, I get it with just pickles, no mayonnaise or any of the tomatoes.
Because I'm on a diet.
Dude, that's a testament to how good that sandwich is to me. Anyway, is that I can eat it like pretty plain with just pickles. No mayo, ketchup, nothing.
Chick-fil-A style.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So let's.
Do they have spicy nuggets too?
Wendy's?
Yeah.
Yes, Wendy's for sure.
Although we may not want to do spicy nuggets for if we're doing a mass consumption one.
I'm maybe like half and half, because then it's kind of switching up the flavor of the normal nugget whenever, because like after a while the flavor of something becomes like the I feel like more of the challenge than the stomach.
I do want to have like an easel, not an easel. What's the thing that Bob Ross would hold just with all
your dipping sauces?
Yeah, all of our dipping sauces.
Palette?
I actually have a palette on my wrist here, so I can be like, okay, we'll take one here and this so I don't have to worry about it. I'd be like, honey mustard, barbecue, ranch, hot mustard, teriyaki,
Randy, what do you
sweet
think
and
about
sour.
Matt's sauce palette?
I'm gonna use some of these sauces.
I want to use some of those sauces too.
No, oh my god, that would be amazing because I love sauces so much.
Condiments are
Next time we do have some food on the show, though, I'm gonna bring over my two favorite ghost pepper sauces: the Happy Beaver and the Angry Cock.
Yeah, let's try them.
They are fantastic.
Let's also-
Speaking of spicy, some more of these records here with LA Beast. He ate the most Butjalokia, the ghost peppers, in 2 minutes. He ate 4.3 ounces of peppers.
Ugh.
That is way too many. One ghost pepper is too much.
I would eat one ghost pepper
As a challenge.
yes, raw.
Absolutely.
One. I would never even I would never try to psych myself out to think I could eat more than one.
No, because I
Might
know
not
what's
even be
going to
able to
happen.
swallow one, but I would try it.
I think that with all the spicy stuff that we've eaten, that we could do one, and we know that we'd be getting ourselves into. We know we'd have the stomach burn, the sweat, the whole nine yards.
I think the move with spicy challenges is, especially the really spicy ones, is preemptive Pepto-Bismol and Tums. You take some before you do the challenge, so your stomach's kind of coated already, and there's a nice base of like
Basic
like
to combat the acid.
to combat the immediate settling, and then take more when you're done. I wonder if that would have gotten me through the death knot without 2 hours of
agony.
I don't know. But the next spicy challenge we do attempt, I'm gonna do the preemptive Pepto-Bismol and Tums.
I might join you with that.
Just to see if it helps at all. No, I don't think it could hurt at all.
All of a sudden, 3 weeks later, it was the worst thing ever. Why did we do that?
That is actually one thing I like about the LA Beast. A lot of people that do those kind of challenges, they don't show the aftermath. He's good about showing the aftermath.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's only a couple seconds of like, oh, I'm laying on the floor half dead, sweaty, and in pain. But hey, I just wanted to show you guys. I always appreciated that, because most people, they don't want you to see them suffering. They just want to show you the
glistening clean product of them being sparkling and perfect, and he's raw and real and gritty, and it's great and honest.
And it's it's not so raw. Like, he puts some effort into his videos. Like, he puts the photos up and the music and stuff. But
it's great editing. The nice little cutaways, especially
his
when
channel
he's going to restaurants and whatnot.
Still kind of feels like it's like kind of punk rock to me.
It has an edge to it. Yeah,
it does.
He's like in your face, but he also has a nice positivity about him too.
Oh, it's constant positivity.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. And he crosses his eyes and smiles all big. And
just
goofy.
like he's big goofball, and I love it.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him someday.
Absolutely.
He's probably one of those guys that you could hang out with forever, and it's always something fun. And
plus, maybe he wants to come on and like see who can eat the most Jell-O or something.
Jell-O would be a challenge. I'm not a huge fan of Jell-O, but I could eat.
What if you get like a mold?
I could attempt to eat Jell-O.
I want to get like a mold of like a crock pot. Of just Jell-O, and then just like lump it down solid on a plate so it's just like Jell-O jiggler, and then I just want to stick my mouth on top of it and do like a reverse Zerbert and just like
oh my god.
And just suck up the entire thing like a vacuum cleaner, like
that would
Kirby.
be impressive. I think that'd be the last thing you ever did in your life, though. Oh man, yeah, that.
Anyway,
yeah, sorry. I'm just
the most powdered donuts in under 3 minutes. Now, I watched the Beast do this challenge, and this one was particularly tricky because he was not allowed to lick his lips.
At all during the challenge.
At all. And it was funny.
During the practice round, that's all he
practiced to see would he take a bite of a donut and be like, all right, I got this. I just lick my lips.
And he would get like one bite of donut, lick his lips, and then but he managed to eat 9, which I think
is the world record.
The previous record was 6.
Was 6, yeah. So he smashed the record.
He ate 3 more donuts, and I think they even said in the video, if I recall, that the donuts the Beast was eating were like considerably bigger than the requirement.
The requirement.
I don't want to say they were bigger than the guy who the other guys who had the previous record, but
the requirement they met and slightly exceeded the limits.
When she was measuring it with the tape, she was like, "Yeah, these are a little bit bigger than we're requiring." So like he smashed it 9, and that's definitely a challenge I would love to try. I love powdered donuts.
Me too.
I don't think I could beat his time, but I could probably eat 9 powdered donuts with no problem. With no problem.
You're just gonna next episode you're gonna come and there's just be like this mountain of like 20 powdered donuts.
I'll do it.
That'd be the worst.
I'll do it.
But that would be like the worst thing to eat during like the podcast though, because it's so chewy.
I think maybe next episode I'll do it. I want to do a food challenge.
Me too. I'm thinking about these nuggets, man.
We can just the nugget one is I'm real jazzed up about the nugget one.
We got to do the nuggets.
So,
I just got to find my sauce palette.
Okay, so in appreciation and solidarity with our champions behind us, we in the next episode are going to let's say each 50. Do you think you can do more than 50?
I don't know, but I mean, maybe.
Because I'm going to put my challenge number at 50. I'm going to see how close or if I can exceed it.
So let's do this. Neither of us needs to eat 50 chicken nuggets.
No, not at all.
So if we can, I say that's good that we met our goal.
Yeah, I'm going to put my goal at 50.
Yeah,
we got to start see somewhere. What happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if we crush it, then maybe, who knows, next season we could revisit this and see if we can crush our record.
Crush our own challenge.
So we're going to each eat 50 nuggets. That'll be the challenge. We'll lay down the gauntlet. We'll do half regular and half spicy.
Are we allowed liquids? Or just dipping sauces?
So this is going to be yummy.
Just dipping sauces.
Just dipping sauces. I'm on board with that.
Okay.
And there's no time limit, right, either?
Just shut up and do it.
Just before the end of the episode.
Before the end of the episode. Okay, I like that even better. So we'll just like
throughout the episode.
We each have 50 nuggets.
We have 50 nuggets that we need to get to. So halfway through the episode, I look over and it's like, "Hey Matt, you got a little ways to go on your nugs, man."
Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay.
All right. We have an accord.
All right. We have a plan.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Episode 11 is gonna have.
Episode 11 is gonna be Nugget Mania.
Nugget Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it. What's your favorite dipping sauce for nuggets?
Oh man, it's a tough call. I mean, probably.
First off, are we gonna get them from Wendy's or are we getting them from McDonald's? Because McDonald's has the 20 pieces. It might be easier to just order the 20 piece instead of going to Wendy's and ordering like.
But it's also the pink slime.
Aren't all chicken nuggets kind of pink slime?
Probably.
Just different shades of pink. Slightly pinker, slightly less.
50 Shades of Pink Slime.
Yeah. I feel like most chicken nuggets are pink slime based.
Okay, whatever. Let's do Mickey D's. Those are the ones that I'm honestly the most familiar with, and I'm familiar with all of their sauces. The barbecue is a pretty nice, good, tangy barbecue. And
McDonald's sweet and sour sauce is my favorite dipping sauce of any fast food restaurant.
It's a
maybe
very
next
good.
to Arby's sauce.
So I'd say barbecue, sweet and sour, and then I really am partial to the honey mustard as well.
Yeah,
I love good honey mustard.
We could probably just get them to throw a ton of them in there.
Well, I'm gonna feel like it's like, can you give me all the sauce, like as much as you're allowed to give me?
Figure out the amount of sauce that will kill me and back it off just a little bit.
Just dial it back just a little bit.
A little bit.
The maximum amount of sauce
allowable by McDonald's law. This season on This and That Network, McDonald's law.
Very different from bird law.
Ronald has a problem.
Ronald McProblem.
The Hamburglar has a problem, and Ronald's here to fix it. McDonald's law.
The Hamburglar goes to rehab. Your cholesterol levels are just way too high. I'm sorry.
Verdicts in 30 minutes or less. That's not a great McDonald's reference. Anyway, I'm really excited to eat
some nuggets.
Eat some nuggets next week.
Crush some nugs, man.
Crush some fucking nuggets,
dude. Yeah, and we're gonna have.
Damn, I just dropped an F-bomb. I've been doing so good at like minding my.
You're trying
manners.
to clean up the act a little bit.
Yeah, like going into it, like the first 5 episodes, I didn't care, and it was just kind of like we should just talk like we normally talk. But like I really don't. Like listening back to all of those episodes through the editing was like it got really distracting every time I swore.
You know what?
I don't want to be one of those channels. I'd like to have at least content that everybody could potentially watch.
Maybe, and you know what? And not to say that
I'm still going to be surly and mad about things.
And an intelligent will even tell you that a well-placed expletive can really emphasize things very well. But when they're coming out all the time, maybe it seems like it's maybe a lack of culture, perhaps.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Which definitely is not to say that about anybody who does that, but at least that's what I saw in myself, and I'm just like, you know what? I feel like I'm more cultured than that, than to just be thrown around.
Definitely kind of felt that way to me as well as I was watching myself back through the editing. It's like, I'm going to watch my mouth a little bit.
Yeah, not which is different.
I'm going to be 33 years old.
Yeah, different from censoring ourselves.
Yeah, oh yeah,
we're just
I'm still
being
gonna,
mindful, being more mindful.
Attempt to complain about everything that I find complainable.
You're a mean one.
It's going to be a challenge to be a little bit more eloquent with my words.
Yeah, it'll be a fun challenge because as we move in and learn about more words and as we use things like that in our everyday conversation, our conversations will become much more rich and interesting.
I hope so. I mean, that's the plan. So
speaking of rich.
Yeah, speaking of rich, how fast do you think you could drink a 32-ounce bottle of pure maple syrup? Because I'll tell you how fast LA Beast did it.
32-ounce bottle? That's a big bottle.
That's a big bottle. Yeah, that's not like...
I'm not going to lie. My body agrees with loves sugar so much, and I love maple syrup. I probably could drink that whole bottle, but it would probably take me at least a minute or two.
That's a good. Hey, I
could probably go like a glunk, glunk, and just kind of go for it, like in Super Troopers. He just pounds the thing of syrup.
I just say I love maple syrup myself, but I do not think I could drink maple syrup.
I definitely could.
LA Beast drank a 32-ounce bottle of pure maple syrup in 10.84 seconds. And I think the record that he beat, because that was a standing record previously, I think it was like in the 20s or something like that. So, or 30 seconds, something like that. So he legitimately,
gone.
If you watch his videos, he does a lot of challenges where he'll like take a drill and he's like rigged it up with a hose into a big boot of some liquid.
Oh, so there's more easier flow.
He uses the drill to like, I don't want to even call it easier. He uses the drill to force it. Like he knows how to like do that technique where you like just open your throat and pour down it.
Well, I saw he would take like a water bottle and just go and just like smash it.
So like he's able to like power liquids into his body.
He also did that with a bunch of chocolate milk.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love the amount of vomit on his channel.
That's what I said. He's not afraid to go for it, and he's not afraid to fail. He's just always willing to try.
Vomit for some reason doesn't make my stomach. Unless I'm like seeing it in person.
Unless it's in person. Seeing it on film doesn't like make me queasy or anything, you know?
Yeah.
This one's
This might be my favorite Guinness Book of World Records record of all time.
How did this become a record? This one here. The fastest time to eat all the chocolate out of an advent calendar.
That's 31 pieces of chocolate, I believe. Or is it only 25? I've never had an advent calendar. Does it only go up to Christmas Day, or does it go through the whole month of December?
Well, I thought a lot of them I've seen start with the whole month of December, but I thought that Advent was... I'm pretty sure it was the whole... Most of them are the whole month of December. I don't know. All I can think of is I have the image of the little house on Christmas Vacation seared into my brain, where they open up all the little doors. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had an advent calendar growing up, but I don't think I could eat all of the
chocolate. For a little while when I was little.
I actually wasn't able to find the time that he ate all of the chocolate, so I don't know what the record to beat time is, but
that is a record, and he beat it.
I was just saying, and I'm 100% confident that I could crush. I don't want to say crush that record, but I could crush that challenge.
Oh yeah,
I could absolutely eat 31 small pieces of chocolate.
I could eat all of the chocolate.
But he probably did it in something so crazy. Mm-hmm. Can you look that up and see if
I will look that up.
See if there's, because that's such a
obscure
record to hold that I just have to know how fast he did that. And if there was any previous record holders, because that almost kind of seems like a challenge that the LA Beast would invent himself. Like, what is the thing that I could eat the fastest? Like, he's crushed Reese cups. He has the world record for the most peanut butter cups in 1 minute.
I'm the LA Beast, and that's how I roll.
And I've also watched him eat. I think he ate like 50 Reese cups.
Oh my God!
Too many Reese cups. I love Reese cups. But
my God! But like, I would just feel so sick to your stomach.
That flavor after a while, the sugary sweetness of that would be so overwhelming. So what's it say? Anything?
I'm looking now. It just says the time was 1 minute and 27.84 seconds
for the Advent calendar.
For the Advent calendar, yeah.
1 minute and 28.4 seconds.
1 minute. That's a lot of time to eat potentially anywhere from 20 to 30 chocolates.
And I was just saying, I'm assuming that that's one chocolate at a time, put it in your mouth, chew it up, swallow it, show them that you swallowed it, and then get the second one. So it's not like he could put like 4 in at a time or something. Yeah,
normally that's how those work. They have to make them individually eat each one.
So your only edge would be if you can chew really fast.
Mm-hmm. This is what we talked about. Remember, you have to chew an entire pack of gum at once, so you can chew stronger, faster.
Rabbit dog. Yeah, I don't know.
Work it, chew it. Work it, chew it. Eat it, swallow it. Weird. All right. Most marshmallows in 1 minute with no hands.
No hands. I wasn't able to find the video for that one because I actually wanted to see like how big the marshmallows were.
I would just love to see him with no hands, just like pecking at marshmallows like a hen,
Right. Marshmallows. I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows.
I was more when I was a little kid because I would love eating. We went camping all the time, and I wanted to have s'mores and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, I would probably enjoy them much more in that setting. We would.
I used to put marshmallows in the microwave when I was a little kid, actually.
Yeah, I was just saying, there's definitely been times where I've put marshmallows in the microwave or held them over the stove for a couple seconds. But I just don't ever remember having marshmallows much, but like if we had them in the house, I remember like the bigger ones in particular. I'd eat a couple of them, but it was like I never kind of got the appeal of a marshmallow. When
I was really little in the wintertime, when we would still go out and like play in the snow and stuff, and we used to come back inside, my mom would always have buy the little mini puffs.
Hot chocolate?
Yeah, exactly, for hot chocolate.
That would be delicious too, and I don't think I've ever had hot chocolate with marshmallows because I was never really a hot chocolate kid. Like I don't think my sister was either. We were never kids that were like, oh, we want hot chocolate or anything.
All right, well. There'll be an episode where when we start the episode off, we'll share a nice steaming mug of hot chocolate with marshmallows.
Well, we're coming into Pittsburgh summer here, so.
Well, yeah. So I guess we kind of missed
episode 87.
We missed the boat on that one.
Yeah.
So next time, whenever it's a nice like cold day, blustery day out there, we'll warm up with a nice little cup of hot cocoa and
what are brands of hot cocoa even?
Swiss Miss.
I have heard of Swiss. Is that like the only one though?
There's so many, and there's really good ones. Like, Ghirardelli, the chocolate company, they make a really nice hot cocoa. There's lots of it's actually a big industry. I didn't realize. I've been getting into looking at all sorts of other like different types of cool beverages, and I guess we're talking about hot beverages. But no, there's like a whole like craft cocoa industry,
Interesting.
Oh yeah, they sell them in like little tin.
cocoa.
They sell them in little tins, like really nice ones, like where you actually have to, whisk them in and stuff like that. Where it makes it nice and rich and frothy.
I've always been tempted to buy some of those little like holiday tins that you see around the holidays.
They're very good.
They come with the little packages of marshmallows and the little stirs and the little. They look cool.
They're very good. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's pure sugar, but it's delicious hot chocolatey sugar.
Hot,
and like I said, it really does warm you up on a nice cold day.
I wonder,
especially if you don't care for like coffee or tea. It's a nice hot beverage alternative.
Would you be able to make hot cocoa with like almond milk and it still taste the same, or have? Oh, that was ketchup-y. If you haven't watched it yet, check out our episode 1 of Soda Jerks.
Our new side project, Soda Jerks, where two jerks get to analyze sodas, weird and obscure ones and nasty ones like ranch and ketchup.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Check it out. Link in our description. What were we talking about?
Cocoa.
Making it with almond milk or something.
I don't see why not. I mean,
almond milk is kind of thinner.
It is thinner. You'd have to be careful not to probably scorch it. If you're doing it like in a normally you would do it like in a saucepan.
Yeah.
You would mix it in slowly and kind of whisk it.
I worked at a coffee shop for a little bit when I was in New York, and it was awesome making like the things with the steamer. You put
cappuccino.
Like cappuccinos and all that stuff. That's why I didn't work there very often. I was a terrible barista.
That was one of my favorite parts. Is I worked at a nicer restaurant for a little while that had a nice proper cappuccino machine, and I would make people espresso, and I would love frothing up the milk, and then layering on, so there was like the whipped froth coming up off of the cup, dusting it with a little bit of cocoa powder, little twisty lemon peel. It was like so extra.
That sounds very extra, but it sounds good.
But it was a nice, delightful presentation.
I was going to say it was probably delightful for whoever got to consume that.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot to be said about presentation. You have to look out because some restaurants are like all presentation and no substance.
Yeah, there's no quality to it.
That's why sometimes you find some of the best food at like the little hidden dips and dives and.
Seriously, yeah, that's
drive-ins.
a lot of my favorite things to eat are from like little just like hole-in-the-wall places around town that I've either just stumbled into because I was in the area. And
Guy Fieri knows what he's talking about.
Dude, yeah. Actually, one of the places here in Pittsburgh, Nadine's down in Southside, was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. They have amazing. I personally love their breakfast food more than any of their other stuff. But
my favorite food.
They have very, very high quality bar food in general. It's made right in front of you behind the bar, so you can watch them make your food.
We should do an outing down there sometime because I've never been there. I've been to the Doorstop, where he's been to that diner before.
I've been to the Doorstop,
and it's good old greasy spoon. I
haven't been to Nadine since Corona hit, so I don't know if they're actually open right now or not. But yeah, I'll go there to eat anything from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I used to hang out there quite often back in the day.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to get some of these more LA Beast records. This one cracks me up. The most gummy bears eaten with a stick in 1 minute.
I couldn't find that video either. I don't know what kind of stick. I'm assuming maybe like chopsticks.
I was going to say like birch.
Yeah, I don't know.
He just picked a stick up off the ground and he's just like jabbing at these bears.
I don't know how. I can't imagine that it would be something other than a chopstick, but I don't I don't know. I wasn't able to find it.
It's just so funny because this is with not chopstick. It says with a stick.
A stick.
So is it like a singular chopstick, and he's just like mashing the bear and like picking it up like a skewer?
I don't know.
A skewer.
But it's like if you're gonna eat the most of something in under 1 minute, you have to be able to pick it up easily. So it has to be chopsticks, right?
Yeah.
It has to be.
There was that one record we were talking about, I think the first episode, like the person eating the most M&Ms with chopsticks.
Yeah, that was also the LA Beast, I believe.
What?
I think that was.
Look at that. It's all coming full circle.
I think that was LA Beast.
See, from day one, he was destined to be a champion.
Be a champion. He is a champion.
All right. That's freaking awesome. Oh, God. Fastest time to drink a cup of coffee. He has the record for that. Like, now, that's got to be hot coffee.
I was just saying, I don't know if it's hot or if it's room temperature.
Oh.
That's not a drink that you want to chug, though.
No, but I feel like he's the type of man, he has the type of hardy constitution that he would just force himself to do that.
Without a doubt.
Like, just like hot coffee, down the hatch, deal with the burns later.
He also has the record for the fastest time to drink a 2 liter of soda with a straw.
A 2 liter of soda with a straw. That gives me a headache thinking about it.
Yeah, I get a little bit of a stomach ache thinking about it.
Oh my God.
That and I got ranch dressing soda and ketchup soda. making a condiment potpourri in my stomach right now.
they're having a party down there.
Yeah.
And it's not a fun party. Oh my God. I can't wait to try out some other sodas.
I was going to say
a little bit less repulsive.
Some of the other ones we have in the next coming videos, we got peanut butter and jelly, sweet corn soda.
Oh my! What is that? Just like high fructose corn syrup?
It's like yellow. It's a yellow liquid, and it just has a corn kernel on the front of it. It just says sweet corn.
That one might not be bad.
I don't know, but it's
going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I anticipate
Stay
more of a
tuned.
buttery flavor for that one for some reason.
Buttery popcorn, maybe.
It doesn't say popcorn. I'd be almost
just
encouraged
corn.
by this is very very
corn with a K.
Just corn. I'd be even happier.
I don't know if I want to taste what corn with a K.
I'm trying to think.
Like.
Another one we got down there is called Pirate, which is a banana something flavored soda, which might not be too bad.
Maybe like a spiced banana
and
kind of a thing.
There's a fourth one that's down in the refrigerator right now, and I'm blanking on the flavor of it. But that's only to say that we have some more really nasty sodas.
We'll have to take another
novelty soda videos coming up for you on the Soda Jerks.
Yeah, we'll have to take another road trip out to Grandpa Joe's and check out some more of that stuff. That
I was just
place
saying,
is a treasure trove.
And it's really cool setup down there. It's a mix and match deal. So like they just give you the box for your 6-pack, and you can just pick 6 of whatever. And it's buy 5 get one free. So the 6th one is free. And I think for the 6-pack I got yesterday, it was like $13.
That's not bad at all.
No, not bad at all. So and like we said in that video, Grandpa Joe's is a local candy store in the Strip District here in Pittsburgh. It's like 3 storefronts. It's huge. It's massive. They have every kind of candy you could ever want. They sell it in bulk. They sell it by the small amount. Grandpa Joe's is legit.
That's awesome. That's an awesome price.
They have like
6-pack. That's like for $2 a soda. You can have for $2. You can have ketchup and ranch burps for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, they got
have somebody you don't like have a ranch burp in their face.
Some of the cool things about Grandpa Joe's, aside from their wall of soda, is their wall of Jelly Belly jelly beans.
Oh yeah.
For me personally,
that was like it looked like a jelly bean factory. These giant tubes that with all the flavors you could think of. You could just mix and match.
There are certain flavors of Jelly Belly that I'm an absolute fiend for.
It's a good jelly bean.
Jelly Belly, shout out to those guys. So like Grandpa Joe has like that wall of Jelly Bellies. They have the world famous candy buffet, which is just like miniature candies that you can go through and with like the tongs and put into a box. I think you can stuff the box with as much stuff as possible for $5.
Putting like packing tape around.
They got like a section of candy from like Asia, like Japan and China.
Oh yeah, I saw some like Pocky and stuff like that.
They got that kind of stuff. They got other novelties, other like foreign candies that are just like randomly thrown in there. They got a pretty wide selection of like bug candies, like
I
chocolates
saw that.
with crickets.
Yeah, chocolate covered grasshoppers.
All kind of stuff like that.
Wasn't what didn't we see worms?
Yeah, there was one of them was like a worm, and I don't remember if it was like chocolate covered or if it was like sour.
I think it wasn't chocolate covered. It was like just some type of a worm.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be seeing me do that on this
And
channel.
not a fried worm.
No,
because I heard those can be palatable.
Do you remember?
At least that's what I remember from my childhood reading.
I was gonna say in my childhood reading. Goosebumps. Do you remember the haunted mask? Did you ever read Goosebumps?
We talked about this, where the kid bites into the sandwich with all the worms on it.
In the actual episode, because they had a really cool show. They had very good Hollywood worms that looked very realistic. I always think of that whenever I think of like eating worms or something like that. The Goosebumps always stuck out to me.
Dun 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 dun.
What was that? Oh, yeah. Wow. There's been a minute since I've seen that show. I wish they put that on like Netflix or something.
I know. If you've never seen JonTron does an awesome lampooning of them. Oh my God, for a Halloween special.
I have watched that one.
And it makes me simultaneously delight in them and also cringe in them as well. It's so fantastic.
I have all but 3 Goosebumps books downstairs still.
Oh, I used
all but 3 of them.
I used to have some of them when I was little, except like I don't know, in between moving and growing up and whatnot, I never really kept them or anything.
I definitely, none of the ones downstairs are my original ones except for the the Headless Ghost. That was my favorite Goosebumps book. So that one was still my original one, but all of the other ones I've pieced together over the years of going to random used bookstores.
I liked The Beast from the East.
Yeah, I have that one.
I actually did a...
I don't actually remember if I remember the story.
I had to make a collage about that book, and I remember telling my mom about it like the night before that it was due, and so she had to like drive me down to like Rite Aid to pick up poster board and like glue and stuff. She's super. I think like the Steelers are playing too. She was super pissed off.
Talk about a prolific children's author, R.L. Stein.
R.L. Stein, yeah, man.
Because not only did he do like 63 of the original run of Goosebumps, he brought Goosebumps back in like an updated version in several different forms, and then he also wrote like the Terror on Shock Street or there was like another series that wasn't Goosebumps.
Did he write the Vampire's Assistant? Or no, that was
I was just saying, I'm not very familiar with R.L. Stein outside of Goosebumps, but I know that he's written several series outside of Goosebumps. Mm-hmm. I think they're pretty typically still in like the spooky. Mm-hmm. Maybe he stepped out of that a little bit.
He'll always stick out in my mind because he was the first author that I ever read that had like a choose your own adventure book where
R.L. Stein does?
Yeah, there was this one where it was like I think you were at like a carnival or something like that, and you got the option. It was just like
wait, this was a Goosebumps book or this was something different?
I'm pretty sure this was a Goosebumps book.
Oh wow,
yeah, no, and where
I'm gonna have to go back and start.
There was like the carnival.
Goosebumps.
There was like this evil carnival, master of ceremonies, and he was just like, "Do you want to go on this ride or this ride?" And it's like you pick and you go pitch to page 62, and it's just like all of a sudden you get to the end of the ride, and like all of a sudden like the tracks run out, and then it's like you're dead. I was just like, no, I didn't do that. I want to go back to the original one.
I have no memory of that book. That sounds.
I didn't take my finger off the page. You've seen it, Lois.
I'm gonna have to look for that one downstairs on my shelf and read that. Sounds fun.
I don't know but I'd never done like a choose your own adventure book like that before. And I was just like, this is so cool. It's like I'm involved in where the story goes, And as like a little kid, it was like blowing my mind.
There's a book called S. The letter S. It was I don't know. It was co-written by the guy that did the remakes of Star Trek, and he's a director, movie director, film director.
Oh yeah.
Who's the guy that did Star Trek and Star Wars and? Oh,
it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I'm picturing his face. Dude.
I'm looking it up.
No, I'm kicking myself. I don't know why I can't think of it. J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
J.J. Abrams.
Good job.
J.J. Abrams co-wrote a book called S with somebody, and it's So they actually wrote a novel and then wrote another story on top of the novel. So you get this book and it comes in a hard like cardboard box, and you got to break the seal on the box and you open it up, and then the book itself is like filled with writings in the margins and different things inserted into the pages, and I went through and I read the novel that they wrote, and then I went back through and read it with just the marginal stuff, and you don't have to read the novel. You go through and you read these people's... It's essentially like these two people holding up a communication through this library book. So they're each writing something to the other person in the library book, putting it back on the shelf. The person comes, gets the book, reads what they wrote, and then they start to unlock this mystery together.
That's fascinating.
All of these, like, there's a map, there's a decoder thing, there's a napkin, there's photographs, all this stuff that's jammed into this library book.
It's just called S?
It's just S, yeah.
Dude, I've never... That sounds fascinating.
It's like I think it's been out for 6-7 years now, and it's out of print at this point, so you have to get it on like Amazon or eBay, and I think the copies are like $60-$70.
Damn.
I remember buying it on a whim. Just I saw it and the presentation was cool, so I bought it.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Nice. I want to check that out sometime. That sounds fascinating. I think the only other book that I've read that had anything... I mean, nothing like that was, there's a really cool book by Haruki Murakami called 1Q84, where each chapter is written from the perspective of like a different person. And then eventually all of the different narratives that it's like you're reading 3 different books at one point. And then all of a sudden...
Sounds like Tarantino-esque.
And then all of a sudden, near the middle of the book, all of a sudden they intersect.
They converge?
Yeah, they converge. Yeah. It's...
Interesting.
Yeah. It's really, it's a wild read.
Again?
It looks like if you were to look at it, you would think it would say 1984, but it's 1Q84.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really wild, mind bender.
Do you have that book?
I do.
I might want to read that.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. You give S to me, and then we can do a book review.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Books and That.
Books and That. We review books that have been out for decades.
But you know what? And maybe we can show some people some cool books that they've been sleeping on or didn't know that have been out for a minute.
And I still try to read at least one book a week. So I keep up with books.
I have so many on my bookshelf that I've been meaning to get into it. I know I just gotta find 5-10 minutes and just crack one open.
I've always loved books, so over the years I acquired a massive collection of them, and then whenever I got sober some years ago, I had a lot of time on my hands, so I just started reading all of the books on my bookshelf, and I don't think I made it through all of them because I started picking up new ones. I just got really into reading, and I'm still... whenever I'm at work at the podium or anything like that, I'm usually just reading a book the whole time.
Yeah, I used to be a voracious reader, so whenever I had I worked like the overnight shift at my job like a month or two ago, and in just one and a half shifts I read all of 1984.
Yeah.
Which granted isn't like a terribly long book, but still if I just sit down, I read at a pretty fast pace too. I don't like to read too fast. If I'm reading a novel, I like to take the time to really digest.
I have one entire bookshelf that is nothing but like stand-up comedy related books.
Oh, that's fun.
Like books that comedians have written, books about like I've bought like college textbooks about stand-up comedy. One of them is called like A Vulgar Art, and I forget what the sub headline. But it's like a hardcore like college textbook about that. I guess some class, for some class that is about stand-up.
I like to thumb through that sometime.
I don't think I've ever gotten all the way through that one. It's kind of tedious to read. Not only is the print very small inside the book, they use a lot of concepts. They draw a lot of parallels between comedy and other concepts that I don't have any grasp on or understanding of. So it's heady and wordy, most of it.
It's a textbook.
But I would say the cover stood out to me, and it's called A Vulgar Art. So I was like, oh, that sounds like a great book about stand-up. And then it turned out to be something completely different. But, I enjoy... Those are the kind of books I enjoy reading the most. But I also love reading books about just like Hollywood in general. Of all kinds. I don't know.
My favorite books are actually on like philosophy and metaphysics.
I got some of those downstairs.
I like
don't
reading
read many
about
of them, though.
I like reading about stuff about like meditation, certain realms of spirituality, a lot
Definitely
of like Buddhism and Taoism. Alan Watts is probably one of my favorite
Alan Watts is
authors.
legit.
The way he speaks on Zen and having like a Zen lifestyle has just really, really always appealed to me. That just sense of like calm and just like accepting everything that's happening to you.
Yeah. I still like I meditate daily for not long periods of time, but there's an Alan Watts video that I just throw on YouTube. I think it's like 8 or 9 minutes long, and I just lay down and I'll get into the zone on that. And sometimes I'll do that like 2 times in a row, but usually I try to do that once a day just to like.
Alan Watts is so good for that because he has such a pleasant voice.
It's so pleasant.
And
it's so pleasant.
Sometimes you'll see too, like one of my buddies made fun because we were at a music festival a couple of years back, and some of the groups were a little kind of like, hippy dippy, and it was just like, like this weird kind of like trap-esque, like, house music, like, don't get the gun. And then like all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, this weird, like spacey, like Alan Watts quote, like over top of the music, like, you need to look into your mind.
Oh man.
And all these people just going like,
That kind of
it was good for that too.
That kind of music, unless you're in the right frame of mind.
Right frame of mind.
I don't know if I could do a whole set list of that type of music.
No,
or
it's
festival.
A
Like,
little bit goes a long way.
Those like straight up EDM festivals.
I could not do that. See, that's why I love. I love a music festival where like there's an artist or two doing it because I'll like to check it out because like the beats, the rhythm, the lights,
EDM
it's fun.
festivals look like a blast. They're all like techno,
for an hour,
lights and like neons, and it looks
for an hour.
But
then I want something else. I want something more mellow.
100%.
I want to hear an acoustic guitar, perhaps. I want to hear a piano, maybe a few horns.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I can't wait till music comes back.
I got some news about my job. There's hopefully within the next 2 months we'll be allowed to start doing things again. Probably still more limited capacity than we're normally allowed to cram into that room, but my boss said that fingers crossed things might be allowed to start opening back up in a couple months. And I'm in a pretty good position at that place because I know how to do every single job in that place.
You got some tenure there.
Yeah, and they also know that I was planning on coming back no matter what. I don't know how many other people are coming back, so I think at least from
they called you
Well, they didn't call me. I reached out to my one boss because I saw my mom sent me a photo of like the lineup for shows that are coming, and I was like, and they were like, one of them was for last weekend, and I was like, I don't know if these are like rescheduled shows or what,
ghost shows,
but I was like, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't have reopened without calling me. So I just texted my boss and I was like, hey, I'm seeing dates on the website. Are we like back open, or are we like going to be doing shows soon? And he said, no, those are probably just the rescheduled dates from last year, but he said it's about hopefully 2 months away. So I kind of have a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel finally.
I feel like every other day now I'm finding somebody I know has been getting the vaccine.
Yeah, dude, I'm seeing a ton of people on my Instagram and social media.
A couple of my friends at work have gotten it. My parents both just got their second shot, and
both of my parents have been vaccinated as well.
Yeah.
My mom works in the medical field, and my dad is just high risk. He has massive health problems.
My good friend Eric was able to get his. I was really happy about that. He has some heart issues, so he qualified to get it.
Did he have any side effects? Because both
he said his arm was sore as hell, but no, that's common.
I was gonna say that's pretty much any vaccine.
Yeah.
I got a flu shot a couple weeks back, and my arm was sore.
I had to get a tetanus shot a couple weeks back. Remember, I busted my head in the garage.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh my god, yeah. I hadn't hurt myself in a long time. I guess this is a good thing. Knock on particle board.
Nothing worse than smacking your head as hard as without bracing for it. Like when you don't know you're about to smack
expect
your
it, and all of a sudden you get your bell rung like that,
dude.
Like and then there was I was just like, oh my god, and then all of a sudden I pull my hand away, and then there's blood on my hands, and I was just like, oh, that's not good.
There's truly nothing worse than that feeling of really getting your bell rung.
And I hadn't I mean, thank God I hadn't really been hit in the head for a very long time. Like, if not, since maybe I was
That's
like a
good.
kid.
Yeah, that's good.
It is good. It is. I was dropped on my head. I feel like, no, I'm kidding. But I was not prepared for how much the head bleeds. So I remember I came down to the office, and all of a sudden I was just like, my friend came in and she was like, "Do you need any help?" I was just like, "I don't know." And I pulled my hand away and it was just covered. She was like, "You need some help."
My sister, when we were young, we were probably about 5-6 years old. Somebody came to our door to deliver Girl Scout cookies or something, and my sister went to run from the front door to the kitchen of our house. And at the time, we didn't have wall-to-wall carpeting, so in between the doorways, there was like gaps where it was just wood flooring, and we had these little like area rugs that would just cover that space. And my sister was running from the living room into the dining room, and she slipped on that rug and smacked her head right off the corner of the wall. And literally split her head open from side to side. Oh, whole flap hanging down. She had to go to the obviously had to go to the hospital, and she got I don't know how many stitches it turned out to be, but it was like all the way across her forehead.
Wow, that is rough.
That was the first time I remember ever seeing any type of like
head wound
or blood or anything like that. I've never personally had to get stitches for anything that I'm aware of. Maybe when I had my kidney stone surgery, they may. I don't know, but I don't ever.
You repressed that,
or having any kind of massive wounds. I've broken bones. That's been my curse.
I've never broken a bone, and I've never gotten stitches.
I broke my wrist when I was 3 years old, jumping on my mom and dad's bed in this very room. Maybe it was my grandma's bed in this very room, and they didn't believe me that I broke I broke my elbow doing that. Sorry, not my wrist. I broke my wrist walking to soccer practice in 8th grade. I was wearing my cleats and I was walking down rocks, so I mean, like I wasn't on flat ground.
As my buddy Andrew, I always made fun of him because we went skiing one time and he wanted to try snowboarding, and like he practiced, and then like we finally went out like for the first time, and like he fell down and ended up breaking his wrist. Damn. I always jagged him for it and be like, it's like, yeah, he broke his wrist on the bunny hill. He's like, it wasn't the bunny hill, it was the real hill.
I busted my elbow trying to do my trick that I was so excited
people's elbow.
I thought I was because I could jump up and put my arm behind my back and pull it back to the front before I hit the bed. And the one time I did not successfully pull my arm out from behind me, and I came down on the bed on my elbow and broke it. That's how I broke it, I guess. But my parents didn't believe me, so they put me to bed later that night, and I rolled over on it in the middle of the night and screamed and started crying. And I swear that this is actually where my memories, because I was 3 years old when I broke my elbow, I swear this is where my memories actually kick in. Like where my brain was like, yep, your memories from here on out, you're making memories.
Hippocampus activated.
I remember them laying me on my grandmother's bed in this very room and dangling a necklace above me and making me reach up for the necklace, and I couldn't like extend my arm. So then they were like, I guess we should take him to the hospital. And then we get there, and it turns out that I broke my elbow. The doctor yelled at me when I screamed whenever he set the bone. He said, "Shut up."
Oh my God.
And you can ask my mom, because she's still mad about it to this day. And at the same time that I'm in there,
your memories begin with this like of life with this traumatic experience.
It explains so much.
I was just about to say.
At the same time that I was there with a broken elbow, I had a black eye, and I had put my 2 front teeth through my bottom lip.
Ow!
Not long prior to the elbow. So I'm in there with a hole in my lip. I didn't have stitches for that. It healed by itself, but I had a nice gash under my lip. I had a black eye. They pulled me aside and gave me is your mom and dad like?
Oh my!
I was beat. I looked like I was abused. But I might have also had bite marks, because I used to bite my sister, and my mom one time, I bit my sister and drew blood on her. So my mom bit me back to show me what it felt like, and she left a mark on my arm. So like.
Oh, these are such heartwarming family stories.
I go and break my elbow, and my parents get pulled into the room, and I get pulled into the separate room. They're like, okay, his lip is all jacked up. He has a black eye. He has bite marks on his arm.
What the hell?
And now he has a broken elbow. What's going on here? Nothing obviously came of it. My parents were never abusive like that, so thankfully. But it definitely couldn't.
It didn't look. It didn't look good.
Could not have looked good.
It couldn't have looked. It couldn't have looked any worse. Yeah.
Taking one look at me and one look at my parents, and just like, oh, these people are going to jail. Losing another one to the system.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
That got dark.
That did get dark. Let's bring it back.
Let's lighten it up.
LA Beast real quick. Let's just rattle off some of
LA Beast, you still with us, buddy?
I need to get my bearings straight.
That's the spirit.
All right.
That's the spirit. Randy, how you holding up? How you liking the company?
We're all learning together.
Okay. I think we're gonna make this work.
They're gonna be good. They're gonna get to know each other. They're gonna become friends. This is gonna be a fast friendship. You guys, everybody's gonna see. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. And who knows, guys? You guys are gonna become really tight friends, and then a couple episodes away. Who knows? Maybe another 10, 15 episodes. I think I know who we should at least nominate.
I think I know who you want to nominate, and I also want to nominate them.
And so if we're in this hard of agreement, maybe in a couple episodes, if we're still in agreement, if we haven't come up with a second nominee for the third position,
Maybe we'll do the next inductee a little faster. Maybe on episode 15.
Yeah, I was just saying, because if we're both this hard into agreement already,
it would really make for a lot of great commentary.
Dude, I have spent a lot of time in the last week watching this guy's content, and
This person's.
it gives me a feeling of warmth and happiness that I can't accurately describe. Nothing else in life gives it to me. I feel
Christmas
better.
morning.
I feel better about myself.
It makes me feel better about me.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we might have a third Hall of Champions guy coming in there sooner than later.
Oh yeah.
So some of the
But it's LA Beast Day, so we're going to talk more about the Beast here, okay?
The Beast Day.
It
So
is.
some of his most notable eating challenges for me, he ate 2 cacti, like I said.
You told me that. Unbelievable.
At the Wing Bowl 24. He ate every burger on the Burger King menu while wearing a shock collar. That video, that was one of the first LA Beast videos I remember ever watching. And it's kind of what hooked me into his content.
Just eating every burger on the Burger King menu in and of itself is a feat.
He ate every
A feat of meat.
Every single one of them. And the shock collar came into play. His roommate, who was also an EMT, I believe. Anytime the LA Beast complained about being full or any kind of complaint, his roommate would shock him. So he didn't even have control over the shock collar.
Oh my God.
It's a very, very entertaining video. I do believe he did that challenge successfully.
Wow.
It's been a minute since I watched that one, but definitely check that video out.
The sheer will and determination.
The sheer will and determination.
Oh my God. Let's see. Oh God. He ate a 5-pound bag of gummy bears.
That was a popular challenge going around for a minute, because apparently if you eat a 5-pound bag of Haribo gummy bears, you just yourself.
Well, I know that even if you have like a couple of the sugar-free ones, that
is the caveat. They have to be sugar-free.
Yeah, the sugar-free ones. That is no joke. It's like whatever chemical wizardry they have to do to make there not actually be sugar in what is essentially congealed sugar and animal bones.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos of people trying to eat 5 pounds of it, and rarely do they get all the way through before they just lose their bowels.
Oh God!
One of the guys that I watched, one of the videos I watched, the guy was wearing an adult diaper for the video.
That's taking it a little too far for me personally.
A little far.
That's going into a realm that I don't want to explore.
No, it's unnecessary.
Wait, you ever watched Community?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Remember the dean? He goes to watch this. He goes to watch the weird video. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yeah. I can relate to that feeling.
All right, what else? What else did he do?
He ate an entire watermelon with the rind.
Oh,
I didn't watch that. I didn't see that, but it's just like...
I can't... Okay, I mean, I get it would just be really tough and chewy, but I mean, it probably wouldn't be like... It wouldn't be like horrible.
No, I don't think it would be horrible, but that's a lot.
Not as one. No, I did see him do one where he ate like a whole raw fish.
Yes,
like the head and all.
Just taking bites
skin,
out of the stomach with all the
guts.
The guts and ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the man's a
This
legend.
one is maybe my personal favorite.
Okay.
He ate 21 dimes covered in olive oil.
Why?
It's so random. I don't know.
Why?
21 dimes covered in olive oil. LA Beast. Have a good day. I don't know, man. It's he did it.
You
It's
know
out
why?
there.
Because
it's hilarious.
It is. You know what? Why did he do it? Hey, we're talking about it, aren't we?
We're talking about it. We
my
are
God.
absolutely talking about it.
Oh my God! Look at this one. He ate 2, not 1, but 2 wooden pencils, which I guess would be better than the mechanical ones. But
Yeah.
still, all that lead can't be.
I was
going to
say the lead inside those pencils cannot be good for you.
can't be good for you. Also, that you gotta have these. Oh man, you gotta be careful. Splinters. You
That's.
know?
I mean, that was my first
Yeah.
thought was the splinters.
You know.
Yeah.
Chew carefully. Get splinter in your throat. Oh,
But yet he ate 2 cacti.
that's true. So he must have some sort of like.
I will
Sharp
say that he's
strategy.
eaten more than 2 cacti, but he did 2 cacti at the Wing Bowl.
Okay.
I've seen him in other videos, like in his apartment eating cacti and stuff. Like
he just like he's like, hey, how you guys doing?
you're a lunatic, Beast.
I
You're a
100%
lunatic.
totally agree.
Verified.
Yeah, as we said, he ate 110 chicken nuggets. He ate a cup of sand, which I believe was also in the video.
That
with
was in the
fish.
video where he ate the fish. He also
'Cause it was
ate
all, like,
a
beach
whole
things, right?
tub of it was called A Taste of the Sea.
Yes.
And he had this raw fish, raw seaweed, and then a cup of sand.
Yeah, and he just
Oh, and then he downed it all by drinking an entire bottle of fish sauce.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Doesn't that make your stomach turn?
Oh man, but he does it. He ate a whole cup of sand.
Wait a minute. So wait, he ate 110 chicken McNuggets. We should strive to eat 55 each, so that we could try and say that we do half of his
Okay,
record.
55 it is.
All right.
55 it is.
Oh, that was a solid fist
That was
bump.
a solid fist
I
bump.
hope I hope that picked up on the
There
mic.
was full connection,
Yeah.
solid sound. Like all of our knuckles, like it went into the. That was
It was
perfect.
like you ever watched the beginning of Adventure Time?
No.
Whenever- It was like this long zoom, and then all of a sudden there's like this epic fist bump, like just like that.
Top off my most notable, the notable challenges for me. He ate 5 light bulbs under 10 minutes.
Like
That's always one of those sideshow things that always astonishes me.
I don't understand
people
how
eat
that
glass.
doesn't cut you up. Maybe
don't
it
know.
does.
I don't know. I think
You have to pulverize it. Or,
I remember hearing Dr. Drew on your Mom's House podcast or the one he does with Christina P. say that the human body, like if you can swallow it, there's a fair chance that you'll pass it with no problems. Like once it gets into your stomach, the acids do something and help, and then like inside your intestine, it would have to be something like maybe an X-Acto blade or something. But like the cactus needles and stuff.
yeah.
He said that stuff just kind of works its way out. It gets mixed up with your food and stuff in your stomach and in
I don't
your
like that
intestines.
mixing motion you were just doing. Looks like
So
you're
it's-
mixing up a meatball.
So it's not like these like just the shards of stuff trying to make it through your intestines.
Right.
It's kind of cushioned and smoothed out, so to speak, around all the good.
Still,
waste.
still, definitely do not try at home.
Yeah.
Do not do not try this.
Yeah.
Just do not try this whatsoever.
I will definitely never eat cacti or anything like that.
No thanks.
Notable drinking challenges, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the LA Beast. He drank a 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi. I think that was like the start of his campaign.
Yeah.
Before he like got them to bring it back, he got like a 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi off eBay.
If I recall, it was not good.
No, it was kind of cloudy and it had like particles floating in it.
Yeah, it just looked like something you like. That was like they closed the school for budget cuts, and 20 years later, somebody finds the science lab and like
Yeah,
just
dude.
something suspended in some weird liquid.
Ugh. He
Shrunken head.
chugged a gallon of honey while covered in honeybees. Did I watch that one with you or my friend Nick when he was here?
No, I've never seen that one.
Okay, it must have been my friend Nick and I both went on like I was showing him LA Beast and we went on this little kick. He goes to this apiary and he somehow gets the beekeeper puts like pheromones or something on his face.
So they just
in his neck. So they just literally start doing that, and he just like starts chugging a giant gallon of honey.
That's kind of bold, because it's just like while he's covered in the bees, going like, "Hey bees, you see all of your hard work? I'm gonna drink it now."
Speaking of bees, I want to give 2 shout outs real quick. Shout out to bees themselves. We need you guys. We appreciate you guys. And the second shout out is
Bee life
is the Bee Works Texas. I actually went on a random spiral last night and watched like all of her videos on YouTube. She goes to like places that need hives removed and stuff.
Oh.
And she doesn't wear any protection. She just like starts scooping bees up and like putting them in. Like she doesn't appear to get stung very often, if at all. So I went on like a little downward spiral of her videos yesterday. So shout out to Bee Works Texas. She puts out some really, really interesting content.
I love hearing about whenever people are looking out for the bees.
Me too, man.
That's something that someday, whenever I have like my own place with like a little bit of land on it, I would love to have like an actual, like, not like a big one, but like I would try to keep a hive. I think that would be so cool.
It would be cool. When I was watching her videos last night, she made it seem very tenable, like something that's very possible. Like you don't even really need a ton of land, really. You can have smaller hives and bigger hives.
Where do you get bees though?
I haven't done the research, but just from her listening to her talk about it, because one of her videos is literally how you start your own bee colony.
Okay.
I guess you can buy a crate of bees online. Like live bees.
Can you ship a crate of bees to someone?
They ship live bees to you, and they come in like a wooden crate with like this really like fine mesh, so they can't get in or out of the crate. And then there's like this container of food that you pry out of the hole, and whenever you pull that out, it opens it up, and the bees can come out. And she didn't seem like, she put a little rag over it so a whole bunch of them didn't get out at once, so she could set up the new hive. But literally, then once she was ready, she just dumped that thing over and shook all the bees out of that thing into the new, like their new hive. She didn't get stung. They didn't seem to like go crazy all around her. They just stayed in the hive. Well, because she took the queen, the bees that come in that crate when you buy them, they come with a queen.
Right.
So
you need a queen.
And it comes separated in like a clip. So she put the queen in the new hive and shook all the bees, and then bees immediately start picking up the queen's pheromones and naturally coming over.
Okay, and now this is where we're going to be.
And then there are you idiot. And then there are other bees that do, I forget what they do something where they like shake their stingers and tails, and they make like a noise and produce another pheromone that lets other bees that might be lost or straggling know that like, hey, we're over here. Come over here now.
I always remember the magic
It's
school.
so fascinating.
I always remember the magic school bus episode where they go and they show how the bees do the little dances, like to communicate where things are and how to get to little flowers and whatnot.
Jerry Seinfeld's Bee Movie is also one of the greatest animated movies I've ever watched.
I never finished it.
I own it. It's Seinfeld, so it's very funny. I mean, I'm a fan of Seinfeld's humor, and he did a great job at making all of the jokes bee related. They're all punny, and it just, Bee Movie's a really, really good movie.
I'll have to check that one out. I can't get over these bee kits that you order. It's like the way you have the queens in a separate part. It's like you're getting a bee kit from IKEA.
It almost is like that, yeah. I would love to have a beehive, I think.
Next week, bees and at.
Yeah, right? Watch me get stung 2,000 times.
How awesome that would be, though, is that we could make our own honey. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I would love to figure out a way to do a beehive. I would gladly put a beehive in my backyard. I have plenty of space in my backyard.
A beehive right in here. We'll just have them buzzing around.
Just buzzing around all day.
Just buzzing around. Every once in a while we'll be talking, and all of a sudden one would land, and it would be like...
That would be pretty terrifying, to have bees just openly flying around the studio.
That would take a whole other level of just,
Hey, leave a comment if you guys want to see us live with bees.
Not the bees!
The bees! Anytime I think of bee stings, I think of My Girl. The movie My Girl, Thomas J. Please tell me you've seen My Girl. Macaulay Culkin is a very small child. I don't know if it was right before or right after Home Alone. He plays Thomas J.
I got nothing in here.
He plays Thomas J, and he's kind of in love with his best friend Veda Sultanfuss. Dan Aykroyd plays
Love Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, he plays Veda's dad. He's a funeral home owner and guy. He's a mortician. And Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Oh, yeah?
It's a fantastic movie, but Macaulay Culkin's character goes back into the woods to find a ring that his friend lost, and he throws a rock at a beehive, and he gets stung by bees a bunch, and he dies.
Oh, my God.
And it is like the saddest thing for a kids movie ever. I still, to this day, throwing it out there right now, I cry during movies. My girl gets me every time. Because then there's a scene at the end of the movie where at Thomas J's funeral, which is at her dad's funeral home, she comes running in. He's like, he needs his glasses. Because he loses his glasses when the bees are attacking him.
Oh, no, I know this reference.
It's like, he needs his glasses. He can't see without his glasses.
Oh, that's...
and she's like crying, and she's like, it's such a tearjerker.
That's tragic.
But it's also such a fantastic movie. My girl, I'm going to watch that today, actually. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day when it's cold outside.
You're taking a little too many liberties with that outside.
I was trying to not get copyright claimed.
Oh, yeah.
because we all know my singing voice is so perfect that it would automatically trigger that. No.
When it's lukewarm outside.
Yeah. Outside, I've got the month of May.
Got the month of June.
June.
When yins are a little cold out there.
Downtown.
Yins can get eggs in it.
Downtown.
Shady side chicks are fat.
Okay.
No offense. No. Shady side chicks are beautiful.
We're getting goofy. We're getting silly.
That's what we like to do, though. We still have a couple of other feats here from the LA Beast, though.
One of the more impressive ones. I don't think he actually successfully did this one, but he attempted to drink a gallon of habanero hot sauce. Because there's a very funny moment in that video where he just projectiles basically nothing but hot sauce across the room. Which is, I'm going to throw that out there also. One of the things I love about the LA Beast is that he has never once been afraid to destroy his own house, his own property.
Yeah,
he frequently vomits all over his carpeting and his room, his parents' garage. Like the guy doesn't. He put Mentos inside Diet Coke inside his bedroom with no plastic down, nothing. Like the guy just doesn't.
He just does it, and like he just doesn't care. It's just it all happens, and then like he just cleans it all up afterwards.
Yes.
The man is like run through doors. I mean,
I watched a video today. He had one video where there's nothing but him running through doors in his backyard. He set up a door thing in his backyard.
Yes, I watched
and
that
he made it through like 4 of the 5 doors.
He puts on his old football gear.
It's impressive. He drank approximately 3 pounds of sriracha, which I'm not a fan of the taste of sriracha in general.
See, I am when it's mixed with something properly.
Small doses, I can eat sriracha. I love the heat of it.
No, when sriracha like kind of first came out, like it was probably like about, I want to say probably around like 2010 or so. Whenever it was,
that's probably right around the time I remember first at least finding out about it.
Before it became like a culture craze, like before it was kind of like a novelty, like 10, 15 years ago.
Hands down, the best sriracha that I've ever had is Ninja Squirrel. I know that
you told me
it's like I think it's organic, but I get it at Whole Foods, and it's got like this little ninja squirrels, like he's holding nunchucks or something. It is so flavorful. I think it's way more flavorful than the actual original sriracha brand. Mm-hmm. But all sriracha is good heat wise.
And any of those like nice Thai chili sauces.
There's just something about like the actual. I don't know if it's like tomato flavor or if there's some kind of extra flavor to like the original sriracha that I'm not a huge fan of.
I like it because it has that flavor, but it has almost like a sweetness to it. I want to say, but it is sweet. It has sweet, but it has that nice little bite.
Then you would really like Ninja Squirrel, I think, because Ninja Squirrel is like sweet as well. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me see here. What's this other one? Oh my God!
24,000 calories of olive oil. He drank a 3-liter boot of olive oil.
Whoa, I feel lightheaded.
Beast, I love you, but that's too much olive oil.
That's too much olive oil, buddy. You can't do that. You're gonna kill yourself.
Were you trying to cook yourself?
Yeah, dude. That's
I was
kind of gagging.
He wanted to make sure he was non-stick.
I was getting those like throat feels and gags when I was watching that one.
I'm getting the throat feels and gags when I see that he consumed 50 raw eggs in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was he saw some Asian guy. I don't want to say some Asian guy, a popular content creator online who was able to eat or consume 50 raw eggs in like a minute, under a minute, or like some kind of crazy amount of seconds. So he was trying to beat that, but he ended up doing it in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds,
That's insane.
Which is still insane.
The Beast.
The Beast from the East.
Well, L.A. Wait, no, L.A.'s west.
He's from New Jersey.
But he's from New Jersey, so he is the Beast from the East.
He is originally from Jersey, and he might actually live back in New Jersey.
That's awesome.
At this current state and time. I knew we weren't going to have time for news stories.
I know.
Today.
We got news stories for news and that. But
so next week, I'm going to at least guarantee that you can count on a review of the new Keanu Reeves comic book, Berserker. I read it. Matthew's going to read it, I guess, this week.
Yeah, do you got a sneak peek of it? Show the cover real quick.
It right here.
So we're going to have a sneak peek of this wonderful new Berserker comic here featuring none other than Keanu himself.
It's violent. It's
breathtaking.
Gory. It's a cool story. So we're gonna get into that a little bit. We're gonna get into the woods on the Keanu comic, and
we got some other fun news stories that are going to be coming up too. And fun banter with our new champion, Mr. L.A. Beast.
L.A. Beast, give us one last. What do you got to say for yourself?
Have a good day.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. Randy, what do you got to say today?
Thank you guys for watching.
Perfect. Perfect way to end this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
Yes,
if you haven't already, I'm Matthew
drop
Yarbrough.
a like, drop a subscribe. I'm Matthew Bright.
We're this and that. We're going to see you guys next week.